Okay, listen up. Hello to all my wonderful online Janites out there. If you're anything like me, you are constantly on the hunt for that absolute perfect, slow burn historical romance. You know, the kind that gives you all those classic Pride and Prejudice butterflies. Well, drop whatever you're doing because today I have a brand new book recommendation that is frankly going to completely hijack your reading list. It's called Behind Five Willows by Jun He. We are trading in the familiar English countryside for the stunning, sweeping world of 18th century Joseon-era Korea. And trust me, you're going to be obsessed.
So, we all know the classic Austen stakes, right? Like, a bad introduction at the Maritime Assembly might lead to, oh no, social ruin or bruised egos. But Jun He takes our beloved tropes and absolutely skyrockets the stakes. I mean, instead of just bad manners, we are dealing with literal government rebellion and treason in 1792 Joseon, Korea. Our Elizabeth and Darcy figures aren't just dodging gossipy neighbors, they are literally dodging the law. It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, here's where it gets wild. There was this actual historical edict called the Moonche-benjung. In 1792 Korea, unregulated fiction wasn't just, frowned upon as some silly distraction. It was actively illegal. The government saw it as a massive threat to the rigid social order, and this sets up the perfect obstacle for our main characters. We have our fierce Elizabeth Bennet-inspired heroine, Haewon, who makes ends meet as an illegal book transcriber, and then there's our brilliant, kind of uptight Mr. Darcy figure, Seojun, a nobleman who is secretly writing forbidden fiction. So instead of judging each other on wealth or class, their initial prejudice is based on a literal life-or-death question: are you for or against the book ban?
And honestly, if avoiding treason wasn't hard enough, there is a second massive barrier. There was this Confucian principle, Namyo Chilseo Budangsuk, that mandated incredibly strict gender segregation. Upper-class boys and girls were rigidly kept apart after the age of 7. Just think about that for a second. That means no public drawing rooms, no romantic country walks, and absolutely no public dances. Unmarried women actually had to actively hide their faces from unrelated men. The standard courtship we are so used to swooning over, it simply did not exist.
Which, of course, brings us to the burning question, right? With strict segregation, literally impossible rules, and the looming threat of actual treason, how on earth do they fall in love? The societal walls keeping them apart are seemingly insurmountable. So how exactly do we get our epic romance?
Oh my gosh, I am squealing just thinking about this loophole. They completely bypass society's impossibly strict rules by falling in love through anonymous letters. Haewon writes under the pen name Magpie, and Seojun is Black Lotus. It is giving me total You've Got Mail vibes, which honestly makes perfect sense since that classic was also inspired by Pride and Prejudice. They fall so deeply in love with each other's minds through these secret letters, completely unaware that in real life they are actually forced to chaperone their friends and are, well, clashing spectacularly.
And this dynamic brilliantly illustrates why the romance in this setting is just so top tier. Jun He noted that because every single interaction, like just a mere glance or an accidental brush of hands, is a profound breach of the rules, the romantic tension is completely off the charts. This extreme societal pressure takes the Darcy false first trope and amplifies it to agonizing levels. The hidden longing is just so intense because it has absolutely nowhere to go. It strips away all those superficial layers and forces its incredibly intense, beautiful emotional vulnerability.
So, why are we going to completely fall in love with this world? Well, Jun He intentionally structured this to feel exactly like a classic Regency romance. If you love the witty banter, the perfect pacing, and the high-stakes slow burn of authors like Georgette Heyer, you are going to feel entirely right at home here. But at the very same time, you get to experience the sweeping, cinematic K-drama vibes, the strict etiquette, and the intense hidden longing of an entirely fresh, beautifully researched Korean historical setting. It's the absolute best of both worlds.
I truly cannot recommend this one enough. So, my fellow Janites, what do you think? Are you as excited as I am to read this Joseon-era Pride and Prejudice reimagining? And hey, while we're on the topic of sweeping Korean romances, what is your current K-drama obsession? Also, have you ever reconnected with an old online friend like our Magpie and Black Lotus did? Drop all your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to chat about this book with you all. Until next time, happy reading.